Do cables matter? Let's talk about this. So today is going to be a short video. I don't think there's a lot to say about cables for us in a basic sense. Just that cables do matter. Cables are very important. And I'm going to say this every day, all day. If you could wire it, wire it. Now, I know some people might say, well, Victor, I have a brand new laptop. I have one of these real nice, ultra thin laptops. There's nowhere to put a cable. Well, here you go. USB A to data cable, USB C to data cable. Wire it. You're going to be better wired. Solid connection, no issues. Just make sure to use the right cable. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of details. Again, I said this was going to be a short video because there's really not a lot to say. I'm going to link this somewhere below. That way you could find this beautiful web page that pretty much says what you need to know. So I'm going to give you the basics. Cat 5 or any cable is a category. That's where they get the cat from. So cat is category. Category 3, old, don't even bother. Category 5, don't get confused. There is a 5, don't bother. You want to use either 5E, 6, or 6A. And I'm going to tell you why. If you already have, use what you have. If you already have Cat 5E, in which if you don't know, most cables will have it written right on it. So if it's long enough, you should be able to see. So like this cable right now, I'm going to double check it. I'm not wearing my glasses because I refuse to get glasses. That's just me. This is a Cat 5E. So this right here is a Cat 5E. They come in multiple sizes, multiple colors, every cable, just like in the picture there. A Cat 5E is rated at a gigabit of speed. Now, you might be saying, well, Victor, my internet's only 100 down and 5 up. We're not just talking internet. This is communication. Don't think of this cable as internet. It's communication. Communication from one device to another device to the internet. So there's cables running through. It's all about communication. And even though your internet speed might be under a gig, let's say it's 50 megabits, you still don't want to go with a lesser cable than a Cat 5E because you have that local communication. So again, not to get into a lot of details, we're going to try to keep everything basic in all the videos. Cat 5E at a minimum if you already have it. This is rated for a gigabit of speed for a total of 100 meters or 328 feet. Anybody in a house, unless you have a mansion, I don't think you're going to have a problem with the length. Now, when you start talking about Cat 6, Cat 6 is the next upgrade. Cat 6 is rated also at a gigabit speed, but for the full length. Let me rephrase that. Cat 6 is rated at 10 gigabit speeds for about 33 meters, give or take. So for about a third of the length, if I'm not mistaken, and it should say in the article, I believe for about a third of the length, it's rated for 10 gig. After that, it downshifts. So Cat 6 should be perfectly fine, even if you need 10 gig local communication, between, let's say, your storage. If you're a videographer and stuff, and you have a NAS, network attached storage, connected to your computer, and everything's set up for 10 gig communication, you could get away with a Cat 6. But for an extra few dollars, I would say anyone that does not have already, let's say wired in your house or something, Cat 5e, if you're going to do all this brand new, spend a few extra bucks. Everybody should be going for the Cat 6a. I'm just saying. Cat 6a, it's rated for 10 gigabit speed for the full length of the cable. Now, I know people are going to be like, especially gamers might be like, well, I got Cat 7. Why? I'm going to question you every day, all day. Why? Unless you're talking about, a dollar or two difference in cost, in which I still don't see it. I mean, Cat 7, I don't even want to talk about Cat 7, but Cat 7 is rated, I believe, for 40 gigabit speeds. I very, very doubt it's going to matter, and I'm going to explain why. The communication, the speed of your communication is based on multiple things. Your computer, your cable, and your router or switches or whatever's in between. So give you a perfect example. I have a switch here. And if you look here, fast Ethernet switch, 10 to 100 megabits. I guarantee you a lot of you probably have switches, don't even realize it, and you're running a switch like this. What's the problem? I'm going to explain right now. So here's our Cat 5e. It's a gigabit cable, and I plug it into this switch. I take this end, I plug it into my computer that has a gigabit connection. Then I run a cable from my router into here to provide communication, and that is, let's say, a Cat 7. That's a 40 gigabit cable. Question. What do you think the communication is going to be to anything you plugged into the switch? If you said anything other than 100 megabits, sorry, you're wrong. Your setup is only as fast as its slowest part. So this being a 100 meg switch doesn't matter if you put a Cat 5e, a Cat 6, 7, or whatever cable you want. This is going to downshift everything. So be careful. If you have what we're going to call a gigabit network, make sure everything in that network is a gigabit. You do not want anything below a Cat 5e cable, and you do not want any part of your network to be less than a gigabit. So whether it's a gigabit router or a multi-gigabit router, whether it's a gigabit switch or multi-gigabit switch, your computer, your laptop, these adapters that I'm talking about, make sure everything is rated at least a gigabit speed. That's it for this video. I'm going to post a thing around here somewhere for you can see the other videos. Please like and subscribe if you like. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you next week.